Okay, wait. Now let's go back for the people who don't know. So many people don't know. I'm assuming many people don't know that she is the mayor of Dalton and the
The
supervisor for the township.
township,
And
over
the
17
township,
municipalities.
17 municipalities along the south suburbs in
Hmm.
Illinois. So she's not only Dalton's mayor, but she's also the supervisor.
That means that I am truly blessed and everyone loves me. I love them. Thank you.
It
Yes.
seemed like a surprise to everyone in the room, a surprise to you as well.
Yes.
Okay.
See, I'm still trembling. Like,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
What brought you to tonight's meeting in the first place?
To support whoever was going to be the next supervisor.
Okay.
And beg for Dalton. No.
What impact does this have on your current position as mayor of Dalton?
I can hold both seats, so I'm loving it.
Okay.
McDonald's, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm the youngest supervisor and the first female. I made history again twice.
And you're taking the position of Mr. Frank Zuccarelli. Obviously, big shoes to fill. What are your thoughts on that?
I will basically lead what he has started. I will follow in his footsteps.
Dalton mayor, her salary I think is $50,000 there, and then it's like almost 300,000.
Yes, she make like 200 and some thousand as a supervisor.
So how in the world? No, let me ask you this, because I don't understand this at all.
Mm-hmm.
How? So she was Dalton mayor first, and then supervisor, or did they have to
Supervisor. So remember, Frank Zuccarelli died, so his seat was pretty much secured. So when he passed away, it's up to the board first. So the board gets to appoint someone, and so they had a list of appointees. Tiffany was part of the list of appointees, and what happened was everybody, you have to have the popular vote. So they voted down everybody, and like at 11:58, because they only had to midnight to vote. So
Okay.
Chris Gonzalez was like, Tiffany Hinger. Everybody was like, yay! And it was like, she won. Put it that way.
So just for clarity, did that happen prior to her being mayor of Dalton, or
No,
during?
she was already mayor for like a year. That's the thing
Gotcha.
about it, is she was in the newspapers and in the media every week, still starting around that time when she had that seat for a year. So they knew that. Chris Gonzalez knew that, and
Right.
he still appointed her.
And he's her main nemesis now, looks like, at the time.
Absolutely. He finally understood. I don't know if it was the subpoenas or his conscience. He probably, and if I had to work with her, it probably would just been my irritation. So I get it,
man.
Chris. I get it. But
Just watching the meetings make me like, oh my God, how do these people deal with it? Like,
listen,
so for people to understand, so she was mayor of Dalton 2021, and about a year later,
supervising like 2022.
so Frank Zuccarelli, he was the township supervisor. He passed away, and they had to appoint somebody. So
Yep.
Tiffany was already mayor of Dalton. They said, okay, we'll make Tiffany.
Allegedly, she were having conversations in other rooms with people that had political power.
Okay.
And those people made sure that Chris Gonzalez appointed her and made sure that she got the votes to get that seat.
Gotcha.
So you know how corruption runs in the south suburbs.
Yeah.
So corruption
Illinois, period.
So corruption runs very deep out here. So they had already appointed her. They already pretty much, she paid for that seat, but she pretty much got it. And that was a huge bank account. You got to understand that Dolton bank account is like this. It was millions, but the township is like extra millions. So it's like,
Because like you said, you're talking 17 municipalities.
yes. So
Wow.
you have the Dolton taxpayers that you're stealing from, and now you're in that township seat, and that's a big bank account. So she had a lot of people that she came in. She fired so many people. Let me tell you something. You come in, you fire a lot of staff that's been there for 20 some years plus, and you clean house. You kept them positions open so you can show that you have a surplus. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay, so
Because
that's
you're not
how.
paying those employees salaries anymore.
Got you.
So that's where your surplus is coming from because of the people that you fired.
You know
So
what? I want you to pause there because that's a good point. People don't understand. So another talking point I've heard her say, to your point, is that when she came in, they were in a deficit. She just said that like last week or something. And,
mhm.
and, and says, okay, when I came in, I don't understand the resistance. When I came in, this is the township. Y'all was in a deficit. Now y'all in a
Now
surplus.
y'all got how do so I'm not the smartest person. Let me tell you something. But how did they raise $9 million? Because most of them grants they got
That's a great
is
question. But you're shedding light to that because if you're on the outside looking in
mhm.
and you listen to that soundbite, you say, because I've heard that before, and I'm
She keeps
like,
saying it. No, she
how,
said that at the last village board meeting that she wasn't supposed to have because
yeah,
when the
that I that
trustees
I, I put y'all in a surplus, and I was always wondering like, it's
and, but
confusing. 'Cause-
but Robert Hunt never ever. If you go and talk to him today, he's gonna say, "I'll give it to you," but he never provides us with the details. You know why? Because it's a lie. She don't know how to tell the truth if her tongue came notarized. So therefore, everything that she say is a lie for the most part about the budget and the surplus and all of that. But she wants to throw everybody else up underneath the bus. Why? Because she know now that prison is real
it's
and
such
she's freaking out.
it's such a surprising story. So in regards to the township, when she says that I came in and I created a surplus, you're essentially saying that she got rid of a lot of people and the salaries represent some of that surplus.
Yeah, because if you have somebody that's been working there 20 something years, you know they're gonna have a nice increased amount of pay rate that they've had over the years. I don't know
Sure,
what their structure is for hired staff,
sure.
but they I'm sure they have a decent pay scale for them because it's
Yeah.
still like government positions in some capacity.
Oh,
So
got you.
yeah, when she looked at that, she just figured that if I cut this, somebody gave her a workbook of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that exists, but they didn't give her she had the cliff notes. She didn't read the actual book.
it seemed
So
like she studied pretty hard. You know what I'm saying?
on the
Well,
cliff notes though,
on the
she
cliff notes.
she didn't have the chapters. She missed a lot. But somebody gave her a playbook on what to do when she first came into the township. And
Hmm.
then you remember Zuccarelli was her mentor.
Okay.
So her and Zuccarelli was always close anyway. So Tiffany knew just about everything about the township. She just never worked. She wasn't like active like she is now.
Right.
But her and Frank, they used to spend a lot of time together too. So that was her mentor.
So she made sure that she was
Let
a
me
board
let me let
member.
me go back.
Oh,
So
go please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please. Please.
so how she got the role of Dalton, I think anyway, is because Frank Zuccarelli and Riley Rogers was enemies, and
Okay. And
Frank,
and, and just for clarity, I don't mean to cut you off. Frank
yes,
Scarelli was this Thornton Township supervisor,
mm-hmm.
and Raleigh Rogers was the
He was the
mayor,
acting mayor of Dalton at that time.
acting active mayor of Dalton, who
Yeah,
eventually had a stroke
yes,
before Tiffany got in. Okay.
right. So him and Frank didn't get along. So Frank and Stan Brown groomed Tiffany. Stan and Frank Zuccarelli go way back too. You got to
Got you.
understand this political machine don't stop. So Frank groomed Tiffany because his thing was if I get the youth in there now, because she was younger back in the days. I
Yeah.
guess she really wasn't. But anyway, so
Right.
he said if I get the younger people in there now, then I can get her to be mayor. So they gave Tiffany the playbook on everything to do right as a trustee. That's
Okay.
why she did them 8 years. Them
Got
eight
you.
years that she was a trustee, she was doing that. She was very apprehensive, talking back to him and everything. But she was doing what she was supposed to do. So
So
you
so was she so when she was a trustee, do you think some of that was theater as far as the things that she was doing as a
absolutely,
trustee?
when you go back and look at it, a lot of it was theater. But
Got you. Because but
I
but see that's the thing. The reason why, not to cut you off, but the thing that is interesting to me is that that's what's such a mind fuck, if you will. Because you look at it, I've seen old tapes of her as a trustee, and I'm like, how did she go from being that type of trustee to this type of mayor? But now it's kind of making
It's a
sense.
playbook.
Got you.
She was groomed by some very, very big political figures.
Got it.
She was in the right rooms at the right time and met the right people. And if you see her personality, she knows how to tell stories and how to talk to people. One thing she
Right.
did, she had the gift of gab. So